Over the past few months, CDC has collaborated with school districts across the country to evaluate a new strategy known as Test to Stay. Today, we're releasing CDC science on Test to Stay that allows unvaccinated children to stay in school even if they've been exposed to the virus, so that they don't have to miss school while they're quarantining at home. In the Test to Stay protocol, there's increased testing of close contacts after a COVID-19 exposure. And that testing needs to be at least twice during the 7-day period after exposure. If exposed children meet a certain criteria and continue to test negative, they can stay in school instead of quarantining at home. In order for Test to Stay to be implemented safely and correctly, some key prevention measures need to be included. In both studies, masks were worn consistently and correctly. Close contacts of a positive case were monitored for symptoms and stayed home if they became ill. And those who did not develop symptoms had regular testing. Test to Stay is an encouraging public health practice to keep our children in school, and CDC is updating our materials to help schools and parents know how to best implement this promising and now proven practice, along with our multi-layered prevention strategies that will help keep our children in the classroom safely.
It's one of the strongest tropical storms to hit the Philippines this year. Typhoon Rai left a trail of devastation across several parts of central and southern Philippines, including here, the tourist island of Siargao, with winds reaching 195 kilometers per hour before making landfall on Thursday. Several people have died, with the death toll climbing, mostly due to falling trees and drowning, while 300,000 nationals have been displaced by the disaster. The country's president, Rodrigo Duterte, is due to visit areas battered by the typhoon on Saturday to assess the extent of the damage, and his government is now tasked with trying to figure out how much it can raise for the disaster response.
They're still struggling, and I can see Sergeant Johnson and the driver struggling over the gear shifts, because I can see Johnson's hand, and then I can see his face.
And you knew Johnson for many years before this, is that right?
Yes.
And by looking at his face at that point in time, what did you interpret it to mean?
He had a look of fear on his face. It's nothing I'd seen before.
Did you say anything when you saw this? What did you do?
We were struggling. We were trying to keep him from driving away. It just went chaotic. And then I remember yelling, "Taser, taser, taser," and nothing happened. And then he told me I shot him.
Can you proceed, or do you?
Yes, it's fine.
Okay. After the driver said you shot him, do you remember what you said, or do you? If you don't remember, did you look at the video and see what you said, or do you actually remember what you said? I guess is my question. Not with help from a video.
I don't remember what I said.
Good morning. Good morning. This morning, in fulfillment of a federal subpoena, I did my civic duty and I responded as required by law. I did invoke my Fifth Amendment rights to every question, not because I have done anything wrong, but because I am fully aware of the House Democrats' long history of fabricating perjury charges on the basis of comments that are innocuous, immaterial, or irrelevant. I stress yet again that I was not on the ellipse, I did not march to the Capitol, I was not at the Capitol, and any claim, assertion, or even implication that I knew about or was involved in any way whatsoever with the illegal and politically counterproductive activities of January 6th is categorically false. What disturbed me is an investigation into my activities on January 5th, which is constitutionally protected free speech, the constitutional right of free assembly, and the constitutional right to redress the government regarding grievances. I don't like to see the criminalization of constitutionally protected political activity. I think it is a slippery slope. Thank you very much, gentlemen, and have a wonderful day.
Meanwhile, the conflict has continued with ongoing fighting beyond the borders of Tigray. Our office continues to receive credible reports of severe human rights violations and abuses by all parties. While some of those arrested over the past 6 weeks have been released, we estimate that between 5,000 and 7,000 remain detained, including 9 UN staff members. Many are detained incommunicado or in unknown locations. This is tantamount to enforced disappearance and a matter of very grave concern. Access by independent monitors has been a major challenge. Reportedly, many have been subjected to inhuman and degrading treatment and extreme overcrowding, in addition to their prolonged detention without charge, access to lawyers, or any other form of due process.
The government of Ethiopia expressed its complete rejection of resolution A/HRC/S-33/L. We call upon council members to firm principled stand against short-sighted interest and the refused politicization of human rights by rejecting this resolution. I would like to reiterate that my government will not cooperate with any mechanism that may be imposed on it.